What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. The team news is in for Ange Postecoglou's first domestic game as the Celtic manager. There's 3 changes from the team that faced Midtjylland the other night. The team in full is Scott Bain in goals, back 4 of Ralston, Beaton, Carol Starfelt and Greg Taylor. In midfield it's Sorrow, McGregor and Turnbull. And the front 3 are Abada, Forrest and Odsonne Edouard. The big headline news is obviously that Kyogo Furuhashi has also made the squad. I don't think any of us were really expecting that up until late last night. I think we were all a bit uncertain and we were waiting to hear any rumours that he could come up and maybe make a Scott Sinclair type of appearance. If you remember Sinclair's debut, I'm sure everybody remembers that fondly when he came off the bench at Tynecastle and got that winning goal a day after he'd signed. So scenes like that for Furuhashi today would go down nicely. Obviously a debut for Carol Starfelt at centre back as well. Really interesting to see that Beaton's come in and Stephen Welsh has dropped out of the side. Beaton let us down massively, obviously, in that first leg against Midtjylland and obviously last season at Ibrox. So tonight he's got to be composed. He's got to keep his cool. He can't get sent off. We can't have any ill discipline tonight. Obviously, Tynecastle, 5,000 fans there. No Celtic contingent in the stadium. So Beaton's got to keep his cool. So good that Starfelt was there though. Again, an experienced figure making his debut, obviously an introduction to Scottish football. A good introduction to Scottish football to play at Tynecastle. But I hope he can come in and hit the ground running. And hopefully he's going to be a really good addition for us because, as I say, in the build up to this game, we need defensive reinforcements ASAP. I think Beaton can be the long-term partner for him. We know that. Julien's to come back, but I still think we need another signing in there at centre-back to partner Starfelt. Interesting to see Christie drop out as well. James Forrest comes in. Will James Forrest play from the left-hand side? You would expect that because if Abada is naturally right-sided, we've only really seen Abada play from the right-hand side so far. Be interesting to see if they switch it up throughout the game. But looking for a big performance of James Forrest. As I say, that really sharp 5 or 10 minutes when he came on during the week, but passed up the big chance. He's got to have end product today. And I'm sure that with game time and with minutes, he'll get there because he's been a massive player for us. And his goals and assists in the last few years when he's been fit have been really, really good. So looking for a big performance for James Forrest. And obviously Odsonne Edouard up top as well. That's the big one. I think people were really, really having a go at me for putting him in the starting 11 prediction last night. But who else have we got to go with? As I said at the time, Ayeti's the only other option. And would you be confident in Ayeti? I know Edouard was really, really poor the other night and it looks like his head might be elsewhere and he offered very little, but you've still got to go with him on the basis of what he can offer. He can still be a match winner. We've seen it at Tynecastle before, and I think he's got a really, really good scoring record against Hearts. So I'm excited by that starting lineup. We've got to get the league campaign underway with 3 points, absolutely. No ifs or buts about that. We've got to start this game well. I think Hearts will be right up for it, obviously. It's their first game back in the top flight. They're going to have fans there. So they're going to try and get in our faces, you would expect. But we've started most of the games under Ange so far with a really high tempo. And the attacking play has been really good in the opening 10-15 minutes in most games. So I would expect a similar approach right for the word go tonight. We've got to put our authority in the game. We can't let it rumble on. I thought the game on Wednesday was really, really cagey and that didn't suit us, even though we ended up going ahead. I thought in the first half we just couldn't really get in to the groove of things and we couldn't really create very much. I think tonight we've got to hit the ground running, get a fast start, try and pin Hearts back and really go and try and control the game from there. The bench in full is Barkas, Kyogo, Ayeti, Christie, Vogic, Montgomery and Welsh. As I say, I'm absolutely buzzing that Kyogo has made it. I hope we do see a Celtic debut for him. He hasn't even trained with the team yet. I think he only arrived either last night or this morning. So that shows you 2 things. 1, that the manager can't wait to get him involved. And 2, that we don't really have a lot of options at all and we've got to get him involved as soon as possible. Brilliant to have another attacking option there on the bench because if you look at it, you've got Vogic there, he's been in the periphery for a couple of years now, I would say, Tom Rogic. Ayeti, who you can't really rely on. Christie, who's been good. You could play Montgomery, maybe, albeit he's a young kid from a wide position, but having Kyogo on that bench just gives it a totally different complexion. And I think we're all really excited to see him. And I hope that can be tonight. Hopefully we won't need it. Hopefully he can come on when we're 2 or 3 goals up and we're sitting really comfortable in the game. But I just can't wait to see him out there and can't wait to see what he's got to offer. I know we're all excited about that signing. Want to bring in some comments. AGSC is saying, I do think the Hearts team is experienced and talented. Gordon, Suter, Boyce, Halliday and the boy Cochrane. But we will win. There is a lot of experience in that Hearts team. That's a good point. Big night for the boys in midfield. It's always a tough battle in midfield at Tynecastle. We've got to get a better performance for Sorrow, as I said last night. He's got to offer a lot more than he did on Wednesday. McGregor as well, who's been really good. He's been brilliant, Callum McGregor, in recent games. Turnbull alongside him, I'd like to see more from him. I'd like to see the David Turnbull for last season, because I think that the first couple of competitive games this season, he's not really looked at it. So I think I'd like to see a lot more for David Turnbull tonight, getting on the ball, trying to thread passes through into Edward, and a lot better delivery for the set pieces as well. Hoggy Boy's asking Jamesy on the left. I think it does look like James Forrest on the left. I said that at the top. It could. We've never seen Abida play from the right hand side, and I know in his press conferences when he came in, a lot of people asked him, "Can you play for the left hand side? Have you played there a lot?" And I think the answer was generally that he prefers to play from the right hand side, and that's predominantly where he's played most of his career so far. So I think it will be Forrest on the left. You can debate all night about whether that's his strongest position. I think we all know his strongest position is on the right hand side. What can he offer from the left hand side, coming in on his right foot? I think if we had a really attacking, dynamic fullback coming up the outside of him on the left hand side, it would be a different story, because he could be opening up space for Taylor on the outside. But Taylor, as I say, on Wednesday night kind of let us down in the final third. So he's got to be better as well. But I'm really excited with that team selection. And as I say, I just can't wait to see a Postecoglou team in a domestic game. We've got to be right at it tonight. There is no doubt about that. And hopefully there's no negative hangover. I know we played 120 minutes on Wednesday night in Denmark, but we've got to put that behind us and we've got to approach this game in a really positive mindset. And as I say, get on the front foot for the word go, pin Hearts back, dominate the game. We know that's what the manager will want to do. That's what his philosophy is all about, never taking a step back, constantly attacking, playing at a high tempo, and I expect to see that from us from the word go tonight. So I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, hopefully we get to see Kyogo at some stage. That's it. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And join us for live full-time reaction straight after the game. On tonight with me are Kenny and Callum. So don't miss that and enjoy the game wherever you are watching it on the hoops.